No, I don't think there's a parallel universe where I'm an anime fan. And I say that honestly. I watched Dragon... Well, I watched Sailor Moon as like a really young kid. It used to air on the Canadian Cartoon Channel. I didn't really know what I was watching, you know. I was like probably like 5 to 8 years old. Then later I got into Dragon Ball Z, and of course when the Pokemon anime came on, I was a big fan of the games, so I watched it all the time. But then as a teenager, which I feel like is a very important moment in a embryonic anime fan's life, I remember Josh told me like, hey, you know, you can use VLC Media Player to watch like streamed anime. And I turned on something and I watched for like 12 minutes or something, and I was like, I don't think this is for me. Even like I watched Pokemon, and then they were hyping up Digimon. They were like, Digimon's coming after Pokemon, even though it came out before or something, and it's even better. And then I watched like 4 episodes of Digimon, and I was like, they're cooked, man. It's fucking washed. I got exposed to it as like basically like a 13-year-old, and then my body just rejected it, and I never really went back. You know the way that like when some people watch like a Yorgos Lanthimos film, they go, why does everybody talk like that? That's kind of what I feel when I watch like 95% of animes. I don't know if it's just that my brain is refusing to treat it as art, and instead I'm like, real people don't talk like this, which is not fair to the medium, I'll admit. Like it's just, I don't know how to say it except to say that like my brain almost rejects it. Even when I saw Your Name in theaters, for the first like 20 minutes of Your Name, all the body swapping stuff, I was like, here we go again. And then after that, you know, by the end of the movie, I was like, that was really, really good. I'm in tears. But the first 20 minutes, my body tried to reject it. And I went, hold! We're going to hold through this one, okay? I like Ghost in the Shell, too. I haven't seen that many anime films. I've seen Akira, too. Most of the ones I've seen I really like. But that's because I choose only the ones that have actually, like, breached containment. I don't... Whenever people are like, you should watch this one, I'm like, I don't know. I've never heard anybody else talk about it. You might be right. You might be right. Perfect Blue? Perfect Blue, the one with it's Parasocial? I don't want to spoil anything. Is Perfect Blue Parasocial? Yes. Yeah, I know Perfect Blue. I know. I've read the Wikipedia synopsis like 10 times. Paprika? Wait a minute. Isn't that one? That's Parasocial. How many of these fuckers are Parasocial, bro? Is Paprika from the same dude as Perfect Blue? It is. Okay. Satoshi Kon? How did that dude have time to make these movies while he was inventing the blockchain? Paprika's the dog from Blue's Clues? Listen, motherfucker, now you're talking about anime I know well, so you better come correct. Blue is the dog from Blue's Clues, my man. OMG, he knows? My kid doesn't really watch Blue's Clues, but it comes on the TV sometimes. She's really into Numberblocks right now. Big ups to the British Broadcasting Corporation. Same, we watch a lot of Numberblocks. Numberblocks feels like it's TV I don't feel bad about my kid watching. Because literally... every episode of Numberblocks like teaches you how to do math through a story. There's a character for like 1 through 20, and it has taught my kid more about numbers than I have in like 3 years of her life. Like the other day, she was just like, Dad, can we be Numberblocks? And I said, what number should I be? And she said, you should be 40 or 60. And I went, when did they get introduced into the ecosystem? We were doing 1 through 20. Now all of a sudden she's like, you should be 40 or 60. Then sometimes I'm like, can you count from 50? She usually goes 50, 51, 52, etc., etc. Then after 59, she says 100. I'm like, I'm still pretty impressed. She's almost got the pattern. Toddler improv is so exhausting, though. We've talked about it a lot. Hello, Jay, by the way. Hello. But like, honestly, like it's the hardest part about spending time with my child. Most of the time, you know, it's exhausting, but it's joyful, you know, and it's rewarding. Obviously, she's learning stuff. I'm learning stuff about her. I'm learning stuff about myself. But like the improv is so exhausting because they do not yes and. Like my kid will say like, hey, let's play Numberblocks. And I'm like, all right, what do we do to play Numberblocks? And then she's like, you just pretend to be a number block. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means. So I go, okay, I'm number 6. And she goes, no, you can't be number 6. Like number 6 is a girl. And I'm like, listen, we'll deal with that whole issue later. What number is a boy? And she's like, number 4 is a boy. I'm like, okay, I'm number 4. And then I'm just walking around going like, you know, I'm number 4, I'm number 4. And then she's like, no, number 4 doesn't sound like that. And I'm like, how does number 4 sound? And she's like, he doesn't talk. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Because like, we got 3 hours of this. I'd like to get some momentum. It doesn't make any sense, man. I'm like, can't we just play, like, can't we just make a tower or something? Can't we just stack some blocks or play? I'm like begging. Can we play with the lunchbox set? Can we play with the lunchbox set? I don't want to play with the lunchbox set. You be number 4, but don't talk like that. And I'm like, I'm looking at the clock. It's like 3 minutes before I started playing. I'm like, how does this work? We got time dilation. There's another game she likes to play. It's called camping. How does camping work? She lays down on my bed, the bed that I share with my wife, and then she cuddles up under the covers. Sometimes, you know, I've been awake for 12, 13 hours at this point. I'm a little tired. I might like to get in my bed that I paid for, the sheets that I paid for, in the house that I paid for. And then I lay down in the bed and she says, no, you're not allowed to camp here. Go to your apartment. And I'm like, what's my apartment? And she says, my playroom. And I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting on like a chair designed for a 3-year-old. Like my spine is like... And then she'll run into that room and be like, where are you? And I'm like, you told me to come here, lady. And then she's like, no, give me a case. And I'm like, I don't even understand what we're doing anymore. A case? Then I find out apparently there's an episode of the Numberblocks where like one of the numbers is a private detective. And number 9 is like, someone broke into my house and stole all my furniture. Oh, fuck. And then, so they get the suspects. Is a 2-block wide number block that's shorter than me. So they figure out, like, it must be number 6. So then they go to number 6's apartment, and all of number 9's furniture is there. And he's like, arrest that thief! And then they realize, actually, number 9 is an idiot. He dropped off his own furniture in number 6's apartment because he thought it was a number 9, but upside down. So we're supposed to, apparently, like, just repeat that episode that I haven't even really seen out loud together forever, hours and hours and hours consecutively. And if you ever try to deviate it at all, it's back to square one. No, they did not execute number 9. Well, I don't know. I've only seen 300 episodes. Maybe later they do, because the episodes are 91 seconds long each. It's the only British show... Oh, yeah, smart idea. I'm so washed. It's the only British show ever that has more than 6 episodes per season, and it has 1 million. She's learning British math, though. There is that. I'm just glad she hasn't learned British English, though. She hasn't watched any Alpha Blocks. Because if she starts saying A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, like, that's the end of iPad time, I'll tell you that much. It's probably the way your granddad felt when you came over wearing one of those Dragon Ball Z shirts. My niece says I can't, like Peppa Pig and everything else like a normal American. I've been blessed to not have my child pick up the Peppa Pig accent. Which I'm inviting that into my life, because I read the books. Like, we have Peppa Pig books, we have Bluey books, etc., etc. I read those in the accent of the native country that they come from, because I think that's only respectful. So I do read the Peppa Pig books with a British accent, and I read the Bluey books in a New Zealand accent. Now, you might be saying Bluey is from Australia. That's true, but I only found that out after I'd read them in the New Zealand accent like 30 times. So I can't go to an Australian accent now, or my kid is going to be like, what's going on? Like, this isn't right. I still like from yesterday, we could have worked on it a little bit more, but we were low on glycogen, and it was a group call. I'm the cum in the box. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Mom has just found it. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. Mom